Hi, this is Deepak. When you think of an education, do you think of memorizing facts or becoming a better person? Or can education truly be successful if it builds knowledge but ignores character? Similar question provoked a Dutch philosopher, theologian, and one of the most influential Northern Renaissance humanists known by his name Desiderius Erasmus. He was born in 1466 to 1469 to a priest in Rotterdam. He lived in a time of major intellectual, religious, and political change. He started as a monk who experienced a strict religious life where education was controlled by the church and society valued religious authority. Education was based on rigid memorization and discipline, which didn't nurture critical thinking or character building. Corruption was rampant in the church and in society, yet all were ignorant. Simultaneously, the division of Europe into powerful kingdoms and ongoing conflicts all shaped his thinking, which later influenced his strong desire for reform. If you lived in a time where questioning authority was discouraged, would you challenge the system or follow it? Now let's see what Erasmus did. Erasmus believed that education should go beyond memorization and focus on critical thinking, which means the students should understand ideas and think for themselves rather than simply memorizing information. He emphasized developing a person's mind, character, and moral values by teaching them kindness, ethics, and good behavior. Rooted in humanism, his vision aimed to improve both individual and society through learning. He supported the study of classical subjects like literature, philosophy, and history to build wisdom, making them wiser and more thoughtful. Erasmus also believed education should nurture ethical behavior, curiosity, and lifelong learning. Importantly, he promoted peaceful reforms through education rather than conflict, arguing that educated individuals could help create a more just and thoughtful and harmonious society. Erasmus believed education should develop intelligent, ethical, and thoughtful individuals who can contribute positively to society. Why does it matter then? Why does the idea of Erasmus matter then? Desiderius Erasmus' education ideas were important in the late 15th and early 16th centuries when European educations were mostly based on rigid teaching and memorization. Schools focused on repeating classical texts and religious ideas, often ignoring critical thinking, moral development, and real-life application. Erasmus challenged the system through his humanist approach, which aimed to develop a person's mind, character, and moral values, not just knowledge. His ideas responded to the problem of education being disconnected from real life and ethical responsibility. He believed education should prepare students not only for academic success but also for responsible and ethical participation in society. By promoting the study of language, literature, and moral philosophy, Erasmus aimed to improve both thinking and behavior, addressing the intellectual and moral limitations of his time. His ideas were transformative, helping shape modern liberal education and influencing later reformers. Overall, Erasmus' educational vision was a response to the narrow, rigid pedagogy of his era, providing a more human-centered, ethical, and intellectually stimulating alternative. Now I would like to ask you a question. What kind of person should education aim to develop? A skilled worker or a responsible human being? What happens to a society when education ignores moral development? Now, does the Erasmus idea of education matter now? Are we truly more advanced than Erasmus' time, or are we still repeating the same problem in a different way? The ideas of Desiderius Erasmus still matter today because many of the problems he spoke about in education still exist today. Education system often focus heavily on exam, grades, and memorization still these days. His idea of character building reminds us that schools should also teach honesty, empathy, and responsibility, which are skills required for real life. Additionally, he supported critical thinking. Erasmus encouraged students to question, reflect, and understand deeply instead of blindly accepting information. In today's world of social media and misinformation, this is more important than ever. People need to think carefully and make informed decisions. Further, Erasmus promoted learning for personal growth and social improvement. He believed education should make individuals better people who contribute positively to society. Today, this connects to global challenges like inequality, conflicts, and environmental issues. Education must help solve real-world problems, not just prepare for jobs. Finally, Erasmus emphasized humanism, focusing on human dignity and respect. In a diverse and globalized world, this helps promote tolerance, understanding, and peaceful coexistence. In simple terms, Erasmus' idea matters now because it pushes education to go beyond textbooks into developing thoughtful, ethical, and responsible human beings. Therefore, it matters to present education system as well. Now my stand. Can someone be considered educated if they lack empathy and ethical values? I strongly support the educational philosophy of Desiderius Erasmus because it closely aligns with my both personal values and my professional perspective on meaningful education. To me, education is not just about gaining knowledge or securing a career, it is also about becoming better human beings. Erasmus emphasized that education should develop thinking, values, and character rather than focusing only on memorization. This idea resonates deeply with me as I believe in ethical behavior, respect for others, and strong moral character. His humanist approach reminds me that learning should help us grow into thoughtful, responsible, and compassionate individuals. Erasmus' idea also highlights the importance of curiosity, critical thinking, and understanding others. In today's fast-paced world, where success is often measured by performance alone, his philosophy reinforces the need to prioritize values and social responsibility. Education in this sense becomes a tool not just for personal success, but for building a more respectful and understanding society. From a professional perspective, his ideas are equally relevant. Modern education still tends to emphasize testing and memorization, but I believe learning should encourage questioning, reflection, and real-life application. Overall, I see education as transformative. It shapes both mind and character. Erasmus' philosophy inspires me to view learning as a lifelong journey that helps me grow personally and contribute positively to society. His legacy remains powerful because it challenges us to create a more human, thoughtful, and value-driven approach to education. Should it continue now? Are Erasmus' ideas practical in today's competitive, job-focused world? Should education prioritize science and technology over humanities? Or is balance possible? Erasmus' greatest legacy lies in shaping the idea of humanistic education. He argued that education should develop the whole person intellectually, morally, and socially. His work helped move education away from rigid rote learning towards critical thinking, ethical reflection, and engagement with classical texts. This shift influenced later thinkers and contributed to development of modern liberal education. He also promoted the idea that education could reform society. By educating individuals to be thoughtful and morally responsible, Erasmus believed society itself could become more just and peaceful. This vision still underpins many contemporary goals of education such as citizenship, education, and global awareness. Despite his contribution, his ideas also have several limitations when viewed in today's context. His education ideas were mainly intended for the elite, educated males of society and were not accessible to everyone at the time. Further, he overemphasized religion, the Christian teachings. This raises questions about inclusiveness. Modern education is more secular and inclusive. Erasmus focused on classical subjects like literature, philosophy, and language. His approach does not address the importance of science, technology, and vocational skills required in the modern world. The real provocation is this. If education prioritizes grades, competition, and job outcomes over character and critical reflection, are we moving away from what truly matters? If education today prioritizes grades and jobs over character, are we actually progressing or losing something important? In my view, Erasmus' legacy should continue but also evolve. His humanistic vision provides a strong foundation, but it must be expanded to include equity, accessibility, and global perspective. By doing so, we can preserve what is most valuable in his ideas while making them relevant for contemporary society. His humanistic vision provides a strong foundation, but it must be expanded to include equity, accessibility, and global perspective. By doing so, we can preserve what is most valuable in his ideas while making them relevant for contemporary society. Ultimately, Erasmus challenges us to rethink education, not just as a system of instruction, but as a means of shaping better individuals and a better world. I would like to end this presentation with few questions to you all. What is one value you think education should focus on more? And after this discussion, Has your idea of education changed? What kind of impact do you want your education to have on others? If Erasmus were alive today, what would he criticize about our education system? Thank you very, very much.